Thank you for tuning in to Natty News Daily Weekly, where we cover the latest ongoings in natural bodybuilding. If you see a cool story you think we should cover, please send it our way, and maybe we'll include it in the next episode. And if you like what we're doing and would like to support us, please consider checking out one of our sponsors. Our sponsor, Core Nutritionals, for all your supplement needs. Code Natty News Daily, as well as GymPin. If you want to add weight to the machines in your gym, you're running out of room, check out GymPin. Also, code Natty News Daily. Enjoy the episode.
You guys thought you were done with me. You thought I was done with the segment. Well, I got very busy for quite a few weeks there, and I'm still incredibly busy, but I like recording these, so I'm going to keep recording them. So welcome back, guys, to another episode of Natty News Daily Weekly, which I should probably rename at this point to like some other segment name because it's just not going to happen weekly. Not when I'm as busy as I am, and not when we make quite literally zero money off of this business enterprise and do it out of our goodwill and in an attempt to grow the sport and awareness of, which is something I think a lot of people forget that we are volunteering our time to do this, and we have no monetary incentive in any federation. Hmm. Um, Regardless, we're already on a soapbox. Good Lord, James, pull it in. Ooh. We're getting back to it. We're talking some athletes. Shows are starting to happen. Preps are starting to happen. People are announcing their 2024 seasons. You can see, obviously, Ramone in the background here. Obviously, that's a giveaway. I'm going to be talking about him. Got a couple athletes, got a couple shows, got one mass review. We're getting back to the basics here, people. So, Ramone, just phenomenal athlete. Obviously, everyone that I cover is a great athlete. There are just numerous, just waves and waves and waves of athletes coming out of the woodwork. He's been around a time or two, if you will. You can see the results last time dropped down to 86 kg, look shredded, but still super beefy. 96 kg start point, still with striations in the chest. I mean, genetics, dedication, hard work. Can't take anything away from this guy, right? Looks phenomenal. We'll be tuning in to see where he competes, how he competes, what results, right? Moving right on. Daniel, another one of these studs. I mean, very similar physique, honestly. Maybe a little bit wider through the top line. Maybe Ramon has a little bit bigger quads, but I mean, look at these side shots. These are crazy. So both these individuals prepping in 2024. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but I believe Daniel has posted somewhere where he will be attempting to compete at the Ben Wieters. So that show has been drawing a bit of a stir, right? A lot of big name international athletes, especially going after the Ben Wieters for that potential FBB Pro card and placing at the Olympia, right? So maybe they know what they're doing. Maybe they're drawing some stuff up there. But I mean, I could just let this film like just keep playing, nails these shots, right? Like there's not a weak point, there's not a weak pose. This is a phenomenal athlete, people. So if you're not already following him, please do. Please give him some love because one to watch, one to continue to watch for most of us. Love those side shots. His posterior delts there are just blowing up. And it's hard to even mention that with how big the dude's chest is and traps in that shot, right? So fanboying hard here. One to watch. We'll see how he does. And then we said we wanted to talk about shows, right? So UKDFBA, their Natural Bodybuilding Worldwide Classic coming up 13 weeks. That was 2 weeks ago. So we're getting even closer to one of the bigger shows over in Europe and the UK right now. Um, I'm excited for it. We just talked with Lee on the podcast, the owner of the UKDFBA, great guy, insightful podcast, puts a ton of heart into his shows and his production value, right? I mean, you can see just based on this post, right? This isn't like a basic graphic text that just says like 13 weeks to go, get your entries in. Like this is some high level stuff right here. They put their money in. And if you haven't watched that episode, I'm actually going to tell you go watch the episode because the UKDFBA, and I didn't know this until we interviewed them, and that's why I love these conversations that we have. They are a nonprofit. The UKDFBA is set up as a nonprofit, so every penny made is turned right back over to the athletes, whether in venues, production value, testing, prize money, prizes themselves. it's all put right back to the athlete, right? And that is reputable, honorable, and I love to hear that, right? So Natural Bodybuilding Worldwide, UKDFBA, their show coming up quick. You can see in the caption where and when, affiliated with the INBA, PNBA. So if you want to go that route, check it out. It's coming up close. And then I said, we've got some shows coming up. We've also had some shows that have been completed. So WMBF UAE, that is Kyle and Charles's show, as well as I don't know if they have any other co-promoters, but they are involved with that show as well as a bunch of others within that region. Really seeing this show kind of take off as one of like the larger, more prestigious shows in the area. Ton of athletes coming. There's a lot of time put into these guys, great guys. And I just wanted to highlight the winner here of the pro card in the men's bodybuilding. So amateur turned pro, Farouk. Just a couple things to mention. Dark background looks great, right? So you've got a little bit of lighting, you've got some good contrast. So the lighting looks phenomenal. The backdrops looks great here. The color, now I don't know if this was the show color or if Farouk did his own tan or what, but the color here is perfect in my opinion. I love that. And his physique overall, right? Great flow, thin waist, great definition, but not that like overly dieted look, right? Like he's separated everywhere, but it's even in uniform. And that's the thing a lot of people miss. Like they might just be absolutely peeled up top, but the legs don't match, or vice versa. Their quads are just separated to hell. And then their midsection is a little bit flat still, right? So this is very even conditioning across the entire front. I don't have other photos to show you of like other poses of his. But yeah, just a great competitor. Good look. Yeah, we'll see. You can see some of the comments here. A lot of fans. But yeah, this is one that I will be watching just because I personally really like this physique and this aesthetic, and that's something that kind of look that I aspire to a little bit more. So whether or not I can get there is a different matter. So closing it up, I've covered a couple of these. Eric Helms, Mass Research, me. Oh boy. Ooh, it's a rough one. 4 hours of sleep. Mass Research Review. Try saying that like 5 times. This episode's all over the place. Mass Research Review covering the peer-reviewed literature relevant to bodybuilding, fitness, strength, sport, all those things, right? So Eric is covering their last article, which was put out a week ago, and they're diving into Eric Trexler's published paper, looking at metabolic adaptations, how TDE changes in response to dieting. Obviously, very important for bodybuilders to understand, right? That's that like diet fatigue or metabolic adaptation or whatever keyword you want to use there. So I would recommend reading the article if you haven't, or at the very least listening to Eric here with some sound on so you can actually truly hear it to get educated on the topic if you are a competitive bodybuilder, which you probably are if you're watching this segment. So that's going to wrap it up for this week, guys. Um, we're getting back into the swing of it. It was a rough one today. I'm feeling it. I can do better. But yeah, if there's a topic you want us to cover, send it my way. Send it the way of the Natty News Daily page or my personal page, and we will certainly cover it. All news, all federations, all athletes, anything relevant to bodybuilding, specifically the natural kind, we want to grow and make you guys aware of. So if you like this segment, like, subscribe, share, comment. If you want me to shut up and stop doing these, too bad.